The calls started coming in fast on the evening of June the 4th. A woman told the 911 dispatcher, he's dressed army-wise. He has a rifle with pretty big bullets. Another, he was walking with a stone-cold face, not acknowledging anyone, looking like he was on a mission. The court also heard a 911 caller say, Bourque told her, don't worry, I'm not out to kill civilians. I'm only after government officials.
7:30 p.m., the first reports of an armed gunman in a North End neighborhood.
He walked right down the middle of the Pioneer.
This man, Craig McCarthy, one of the first to see him.
He walked straight ahead, and he looked straight ahead, and you could tell he was on a mission.
From Pioneer Avenue, it seems the gunman turns left onto Mailhot. Sleepy, idyllic, until now. Police close in. At 8:22, Nadege Bugeaud and her husband watch the gunman sneak up on one of the officers.
A level of hurt.
At 9:15, a simple statement from police. Stay inside. Lock your doors.
Tell us anything about them.
At 10:54, the worst news confirmed.
RCMP's officers were shot and killed. 2 other officers were also injured, but their life is not threatened at this time.
Night falls. Bourque is still out there. People lock themselves in basements, bathrooms. And through the fear and the dark, they talk to each other. I have never felt so genuinely terrified before. I want to go back to being an under-the-radar town, not all over the national news. Thursday morning, the city, still in lockdown. Lunchtime on Mountain Road looks like this. Flags at half-mast, flowers at the RCMP. We learn one of the dead officers has 3 kids. Then a break, or so they think. Police surround a building.
I hope the police get him if he's not already caught.
But in the end, the gunman isn't inside. A second night, he's still on the loose. Finally, just after midnight, police swarm Michelle Thibodeau's property. Bourque is in her backyard.
They yelled, come out with your hands up, and they were screaming for about 5 minutes. And they had their guns loaded. 5 minutes later, Justin came out with his hands up, and he yelled, I'm done.
After 2 long days, Moncton finally exhales, and the violence sinks in.
So you dress up, and you were supposed to go to bed, according to Nathan, but you dress up, and you leave your house. Tell me more about it.
I walked down Forest Path, and I'm just thinking whether I should really, well, I guess, why not? Anyways, I was in the woods, and an officer pulled out a gun on me, so
okay. You pulled a gun on you, go ahead. Tell me more about it.
well, it was obviously he was faster than he looked to be. Anyway.
So was he on foot? Was he in the vehicle?
He was on foot.
Okay. Then what happened?
I took off again. This time I went to a subdivision looking for a forest. I got cut off from behind. Took one out. And I went forward again. Another guy came over. He didn't quite notice me, but then he did. I thought he was a civilian, so I wasn't going to do anything. He was an undercover. Anyways, he turned around and fired. I fired back. He got hit.
Okay. So that's third one.
Mm-hmm.
Then, after that?
After that, I was about to get cut off on Hildegard, so I laid down a bit of suppressive fire. Had to stop, though, because there were civilians in the way, so I took off.
Okay.
And then I lived like a snake for the last couple of days.
Okay. Do you know, Justin, how many people were shot?
3.
Are you sure of that?
Positive. That's what they told me anyway.
12. Okay. Well, you know there's 3 dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to think back. Okay. Because I don't want to give you the answer. I want you to think back on top of your memory, okay? And if you know, if there's some ways we can actually achieve that, you know, because think back, because this, from the beginning of this and the end of this, how long did that take?
Oh. Well, I'd say about 3 or 4 hours, maybe.
From the first shot you took until the last one?
No, that can't be right. No, maybe an hour at best, because I remember the sun didn't set yet.
Okay. Okay. So if we can bring back to the first one, okay, was he alone, the first officer?
I'm not sure. I think he was.
Okay. All right. So you were quicker than him. So where did you aim?
Well, my sights are kind of funny because they're built for 100 yards plus. So right about here,
Okay.
I think. He was running too, so I was kind of...
Okay, so he was on the move?
Well, yeah, he was going to try and take me down, I guess, but I don't know what he was thinking. Obviously not a very combat-savvy guy. Yeah, I think that was 3 shots I landed on him.
Okay, and did you see him falling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did you observe when he went down?
I just looked, turned around, and kept going, I guess.
And then, from that point, what went on after that?
Well, I crawled through the forest a bit, and then cut the neighborhood on Hildegard, and then that's when all the rest of it unfolded until I ran into the woods.
Can you tell me more into the rest of it in detail?
Oh, okay, well,
Step by step.
Okay, well, I kept running anyway, and an SUV pulled up from behind me, like I said, and anyways, I turned around, and again, I don't know where they get these guys. I just, what was it, like 2 or 3 shots? Anyway, just to the window. Obviously, we'll go through because it was a 308, and then the next guy was the...
If we bring back to that SUV, that SUV, the Suburban, how many people in there?
Just the one guy.
Okay, how far was he from you?
I'd say about, I don't know, 50 to 70 yards.
Okay. So how many shots did you take on that vehicle?
2 or 3.
Okay. And did you touch him in the first shot, or?
Pretty sure I tagged him the first. I just did a double tap.
Did you stay there, or did you run towards the vehicle?
Well, I confirmed that he wasn't going to shoot me, and then I took off.
Okay. Then?
Well, that's about when I cut through somebody's backyard, and that undercover cop was on the front, just standing there, and I don't know, he had his gun half ready, but not ready enough, so yeah, he saw me, and I think like fired 2 shots, and then after that I tagged him, but I think I hit him in the neck, and then he let off a couple shots after that, but anyways, I went around and flanked to see if he was still alive, and he wasn't.
So we have the first officer that went down, okay, that you took 3 shots in the chest. The one in the Suburban, okay, took 3 shots. And the one, the undercover, okay, under the guard. At that point, had anybody shot at you?
I'd been shot at a couple times.
Okay, when?
Well, that guard on Hildegard.
Okay, the third one?
Yeah, the third one, and the other one was about to.
How far were you from that vehicle, the undercover?
Oh, pretty close, like, shit, maybe 20 feet.
20 feet?
Yeah.
And he was on this, you were on this passenger side, if I understand correctly? Were you straight across, or were you in diagonal, or?
Pretty much straight across.
Okay, was his window down or up?
I made it down.
So you broke it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then after that?
That's when I scurried towards the forest to live and fight another day, I guess.
Okay. So you just told me you shot at 3 people. Okay, are you sure there was only 3?
Well, like I said, there were the other ones that I shot suppressive fire at up on the street. There were 2 cop cars, but...
Okay, you shot towards the cop car?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know if you hit anybody in those vehicles? How many officers did you see on those cars?
Just two.
Do you know if you hit them?
Pretty sure I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you say you didn't?
Well, they were still moving around, and yeah, I just didn't see any blood trailing or anything. It was quite far away, but sure I could have still seen something.
Okay. And then you said you crawl in the wood. So those two cops that you shot at that you don't think you hit, where are they in that whole event? Are they between the Suburban and the?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Or the Suburban and the?
In between the Suburban and the Undercover.
Okay. Okay, so from the first officer you shot and the time you went in the wood, how long did that take?
Like I said, probably about an hour to 2 hours. Maybe less.
Okay, how many shots did you fire?
Well, I had a 20-round magazine. Went through about, I'd say at least 13 rounds. And then I popped a fresh clip in. Might have wasted 5 off of that. And yeah, that would be all the ammo expended.
So altogether, how many would that be?
Let's see, like 30, maybe 18 rounds fired.
And how many did you have total?
Oh, maybe 80.
So when did you purchase those?
Well, I had a bunch of it just sitting around just for a while.
So when's the last time you purchased any ammunition?
That would have been probably last November. Yeah.
Okay. You sure you didn't buy any in the past month? Just checking.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So then you crawl in the wood, like you said, to survive another day. Okay. So at that time, what do you think? What are you thinking?
Well, honestly, I know this is going to sound really messed up, but I actually felt pretty accomplished. I know you probably think that's really sick, but you know, it's just when you see what's happened through the centuries, and you know, you just compare what happened here. You know, it's just it's sad. They might have had wife and kids, but every soldier has a wife and kids, right? And it's all about whose side you chose. And they chose wrong.
It's been described as one of the most heinous crimes in Canadian history. And today, the man behind it received the toughest sentence handed down since the last executions took place in this country more than 50 years ago. 24-year-old Justin Bourque will spend the next 75 years in jail. There's often criticism that a life sentence doesn't really mean life. As Ross Lord reports this time, it really does.
Recent change to the criminal code giving judges far more leeway, Judge David Smith decided to use it, noting Justin Bourque ambushed the Mounties and only surrendered because he was tired, thirsty, and outgunned. With parole eligibility set at 75 years, 2089 is the earliest date Bourque could leave prison.